Hi, Lindsay. I actually have a little favor to ask you. Can you please come pick me up at my house tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.? There's going to be an event at the Senior Citizens Club, so I need you to drive your car and take me there.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mother. I really wish I can take you there, but unfortunately, I have an early shift tomorrow at my part-time job. So it's going to be difficult for me to pick you up and drive you there during that time.
Well, exactly what time does your work start?
It will start at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, then you don't need to worry because that's no problem at all. It's not such a far distance from your work to the Senior Citizens Club, so you'll be able to manage it. All you need to do is tell your colleagues at work that you might run a little late tomorrow.
Actually, the starting time is still all organized strictly by the shift schedule, so it's not like we can easily adjust the time when we want to start.
Oh, don't be silly. It's just 10 minutes that you're going to be late. You're a housewife, so I assume that small amount of time should be totally acceptable and overlooked.
But all of my colleagues are responsible and punctual about time, so I can't come in late.
Well then, if that's the case, why don't you just go ahead and take the whole day off so you don't have to worry about the time in the first place? Lindsay, even if you do go off to work, you do know that it's not like you're earning a lot of money. I suppose you missing just one day at work is not such a big deal.
Well then, how about this? Why don't I pick you up a little earlier so I can be in time for work? I think I can manage to drive you to the Senior Citizens Club if it's okay to pick you up at 8:30 a.m.
No, that's not going to work because I'm not the only one who needs to be picked up. I promised our neighbor Miss Young that we'll pick her up too.
Well, can't you also ask Mrs. Young to leave her house earlier?
No way! We don't want to make Miss Young rush herself to come so early in the morning. Anyway, 9 a.m. is just the best timing for both of us. If we arrive there too early, we'll have to wait for a while before the other members arrive.
Oh, I think there was a coffee shop nearby the place. Why don't both of you spend some time there having coffee until it starts? I think I can manage taking you there if I can pick you up at 8:30 a.m.
No, don't you get it? Lindsay, if you can just pick us up at 9 a.m., it's the perfect timing and that just solves everything for us. Why do we have to adjust to your working schedule? All you have to do is just take a day off work, right?
Mother, I don't think you're getting the point of what I've been trying to tell you. I need you to understand that it's impossible for me to take the day off from work so suddenly, because everyone is working based on shifts, and I absolutely can't cause any trouble at work or to my colleagues.
Oh, but it's not that sudden. You still have a day until tomorrow, so that should be enough time for you to work that out.
Mother, I'm really sorry. No matter what you say, I'm just not going to be able to work this out for you tomorrow, so please do try to understand. If you still insist on arriving at the Senior Citizens Club at the perfect timing and you need a ride, then can you please try taking a taxi this time? I will not be able to actually drive you there, but if you need the taxi fee, then I'm willing to pay for it, so please, let me know.
Well, there you go again, talking back to me like that. You know, you always used to do anything I said before. You were such an obedient person. But ever since Lisa was born, you started refusing my orders. You are unwilling to even try listening to any of my small favors these days.
Mother, you know that's definitely not true. I'm at least trying to answer to your favors and offer support whenever I'm available. You do remember that I did go shopping with you the other day, right?
Of course you should take me shopping, that's nothing. You know that once we get old, it's so difficult for us to go out and buy household items. You're my daughter-in-law, so who else is going to help me out if you aren't? It is your job to take good care of your mother-in-law. So you need to keep prioritizing my demands first. Lindsay, remember, whatever I say should come first no matter what.
Mother, I'm so sorry, but please let me say one thing. It seems that you've completely ignored my situation, but can't you see that I have my own life too? Although Lisa is finally now in elementary school, it seems that things are getting easier for me. Now that I've started a part-time job, I don't have much free time to spare. So please, do understand that it's now difficult for me to answer to all your favors whenever you want me to.
Oh, I have to admit, I guess it was my mistake to approve the marriage between you and my son in the first place. Although you look so ugly with nothing really special and was absolutely not a wife suitable for my son. The only benefit of approving this marriage was your obedience towards me. At least you listened to what I said and didn't talk back to me like this before.
I can't believe what you're saying. How can you continue to say such horrible things to me? Please tell me, did I do anything bad to deserve to be treated like this by you?
Your attitude is so annoying, talking back to me like that. Anyway, I don't care what kind of plans you have, so you better come pick me up at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning no matter what. If you don't come just in time, then I will definitely have to reconsider our relationship from now on. So you had better take this seriously. Lindsay, how could you do such a thing to me? You told everything to my son even though I warned you not to, didn't you? Because of that, I was scolded by him that I was so disrespectful and thoughtless of you. How dare you do this to me? Why do I have to be the one to be scolded? This is all your fault, you know.
Basically, all I did was just explain the facts to my husband. He completely agrees with me, so that's why he's asked you to change your attitude toward me. Though I've managed to bear with your complaints in the past, this time it was completely self-centered. I couldn't take it any longer, and my anger has reached its limits.
But all I did was ask you to adjust your schedule for my plans, right? You did say before that favors brought up too suddenly are difficult to adjust at your job, right? So this time, I told you way in advance so you have plenty of time to work it out. It's not like I didn't consider your plans at all, so why am I the one in the wrong about this?
You actually asked me to take 2 weeks leave from work, even though you have no exact plans at the moment. I can't believe why you think that I would be willing to take such a long leave from work just for you.
Oh, why not? Even if you continue working, basically you're still being supported by my son, right? So I don't think it's such a big deal for you to miss your job for a while.
The reason why I'm currently working is because I want to save up for Lisa's school tuition fees and future savings. Of course, I can live enough with just my husband's salary, and I am very grateful for that. But living in this day and age, I suppose we don't know what may happen in the upcoming future, so we should always be prepared for it. So I want to continue to work when I can as much as possible while I'm lively and healthy enough. And don't you understand that I can't just irresponsibly take days off from work? How many times do I have to explain this to you? Because it seems that you're never getting the point, and it's always just about you.
Well then, what am I supposed to do without your support? And you're telling me that an old woman like me should just stay quietly at home and just give up going anywhere I want to? You know, I don't even have a driver's license, so I can't drive on my own. So who else is going to take me around to places besides you?
But Mother, you're completely healthy with strong and stable feet. Why don't you try walking sometimes to go to places you want? Of course, like when you need to do some heavy shopping, I'm willing to give you a ride by our car. Or can you at least try to use the public transportation basically for your needs? There's so many options like trains, buses, and taxis you could choose from, and they're very convenient these days.
Ugh, you're so annoying. You've started to become strong and talk to me that attitude even though you were so ugly and weak before. You are the one who needs to thank me for being able to marry my son and have a child. If it weren't for my approval, you wouldn't be here in the first place, so you should definitely show your feelings of appreciation for me.
Of course, I appreciate your approval for our marriage. However, I'm saying that there are things that I can and cannot do for you. It's not like I'm always available for you and going to be able to provide you support. I need you to be more independent, not relying on me so much. You're going to have to live with that, and it's about time you accept that reality.
Even though you're so ugly, your personality is getting even worse as you become older. It's a pity that you've really just become a helpless person, you know?
Please, try to listen, Mother. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this to you, but can you please quit making horrible insults about my appearance?
No, you're taking this all wrong. I am definitely not insulting you. I am just trying to be honest about my opinions. What is wrong with saying you're ugly to someone who actually is? I'm saying all this for the sake of you, because you don't seem to notice. I assume I'm the only one who can tell you this straight to your face. So you should be thankful for having someone who can be honest to you.
But I'm sorry. I don't need that kind of honesty. Were you not taught to say those kind of horrible things to people? Well, I guess you haven't been, since you seem to go on and on about that and even feel nothing about it.
Of course, I don't speak in that way to other people. But you're my daughter-in-law, right? What's wrong with being honest and talking straightforward to you? Do I have to even worry at home about hurting my family's feelings?
Well then, can you at least not say things like that in front of our daughter? When we went shopping before, do you remember you said that my daughter and I look exactly alike? And just after that, you called me ugly right in front of her. Whatever you say about me, I don't really care. But I want you to at least avoid saying horrible things like that in front of my daughter. And that's the least you can do if you care about Lisa as a grandmother.
Oh, I am so sorry. It's like I was saying that Lisa is also ugly in an indirect way. Oh, but that shouldn't be any problem. She's still in first grade, so she's too young to even notice or understand.
No, you should watch your words and be more careful about what you say. You never know when Lisa's listening or how she will perceive what she hears. Children are more sensitive than you think, so I definitely want you to put an end to this before she really gets hurt. And I will never forgive you if she does.
But you know, these words just come out of my mouth because they're true, and they're facts that I believe you should know. So it's not like I'm saying everything with just bad intentions. But I guess I am a little worried about Lisa's future. Though Lisa should have inherited my son's perfect genes as well. Unfortunately, her face looks just as ugly as yours, right? I hope she doesn't get left out of her friends because of her bad appearance as she gets older.
Well, luckily, Lisa's friends at school are all nice and caring. There are absolutely no classmates who would say anything horrible like that to her. And after all, I think Lisa's adorable, so there's no need to worry at all.
Wait, that's such a pity. Are you making compliments about your daughter who has just the same ugly face as you, just because you've never been said that you're pretty? Oh, Lindsay, it's like you're saying that to yourself. Isn't that so desperate? Oh, I feel so sorry for both you and Lisa to have to live life with such an ugly face. I believe that when Lisa grows up, she will definitely realize her ugliness at some point and start saying that she wants plastic surgery. I don't know how she can continue to live with such an ugly face like yours.
Well, I don't think we need to worry about that, and whatever Lisa decides in the future is all up to her. And for your information, I like my own face and am proud of it. Your lovely son even says he likes my face too. So I don't care what you or other people think about me.
Come to think of it, my son always tends to like strange things since he was young. He has a perfect face, and he's very intelligent. But I guess he has a really bad taste when it comes to looking at things with a sense of beauty.
Mother, I do get the point that you can't stand seeing my face at all. But you're going past the limits if you keep on saying things to hurt my daughter Lisa's feelings.
Well, actually, it's not just your face that I don't like. It is also your bad attitude that I can't stand any longer. It's already unbearable enough to see your ugly face with such thin eyes and lots of freckles. But you even have such a bad personality that makes you so helpless.
Mother, let me say this once again. Whatever you say, I don't give a care. But don't ever try saying that again in front of Lisa. Remember, I warned you. If you try doing the same thing again, I will never forgive you. And you're definitely going to regret it.
Well, first of all, you need to do something about your saucy attitude before even warning me. Whatever I will do all depends on your behavior towards me, so you should be more careful of what you say from now on. All I wish is for you to return to the quiet and obedient daughter-in-law like you used to be.
Mother, just tell me what on earth is going on? And why did you have to do such a thing?
Oh, Lindsay, it looks like you're angry. What's wrong?
My daughter just came home now and she's crying. I know you're the one who did this awful thing to her, so don't even try to play stupid, okay? You'd better give me a good explanation about this.
Oh, really? Did she say that I'm the one who's wrong and tell on me? Well, both of you have such bad personalities. Oh, but I forgot. That's right. Lisa is your daughter. Both of you are just alike and have so much in common, so of course you have the same ugly face and personality too.
Lisa came home soaking wet after visiting you. How can you do such a thing to her in this cold weather? It's in the middle of winter, you know. What are you going to do if she catches a cold? Now explain to me, what were you actually thinking suddenly throwing a bucket of water at Lisa while going home from school? Are you out of your mind? I can't believe what you're doing. Have you forgotten that Lisa is your actual granddaughter? How can you treat her like this?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt her. It's just that since her face looks so ugly, I thought I could simply wash that all off by throwing water at her. But of course that didn't work because she's just so ugly, and obviously you can't change that. And you know that she has so many freckles on her face. So I just tried to take all of those off by washing her up. They were all done based on my good intentions, you know. All I wanted to do was to make my granddaughter pretty and clean. Is that something so bad?
Well, no matter how you say it, this is wrong and totally absurd. I understand that you don't like me at all, but just because you want to keep picking on me by insulting me about my face and attitude doesn't mean you have the right to hurt my daughter Lisa's feelings. She basically has nothing to do with this, so just don't get her involved. I'm really fed up and totally disgusted with your behavior.
Whatever you say, I don't even mind at all. Because I'm also disgusted with you just living every day happily as my son's wife.
Well, this time you've pretty much done it. This is it, and I can't put up with this anymore. I can never forgive you for what you have done this time, and I mean it.
Well, it's not just you that feels that way. Of course, it's the same for me as well. I can't put up with this either. I can't bear seeing such an ugly daughter-in-law showing no respect for me and not listening to what I have to say. You definitely need to change that attitude of yours.
Oh, I get it now. I've had enough of this. Your thoughts will never change after all. It's not even worth speaking to you anymore.
Of course, my thoughts will never change about you. I have always been and will always be right, no matter what. Helpless people like you have to live by trying to suck up to someone like me. Although it's so annoying enough just to see your ugly face, but now your existence itself is getting annoying as well. You're so helpless and I feel so sorry for you.
Well, I've had enough of this. Have you said everything you need to say? I hope you're finally satisfied now.
No, I still have many more things to say. But from going through all of this, you should definitely know by now how tough things will continue to be for my granddaughter Lisa if you keep disobeying me with that kind of attitude. Remember, it is all up to your behavior to protect your family, so you'd better just do as I say. Oh, and don't you dare tell any of this to my son.
What? Of course, I'll need to tell him immediately. I can't even believe you can do this to your son who's so precious to you.
Well, actually, go ahead, because I don't even really care if you do so. Because it's probably just going to be Lisa who gets all of this, and she's the one who's going to cry again. Next time, she'd better be careful, because it will be more than just water she gets thrown at.
What? Are you trying to threaten me using your own granddaughter? Oh, you're the one who's really helpless. That's so pitiful. I feel so sorry for Lisa to have such a cruel grandmother.
If you really want to protect Lisa, then you'd better stay quiet. Anyway, you need to come visit my house from tomorrow every day, since it's your job to do all the household chores.
As I've been saying many times before, you know that it's impossible because I have a part-time job.
I know, but even so, I don't care about your plans. My plan should come first, and I am demanding that you come. Oh, does that mean your part-time job is more important than your daughter? What kind of mother is that?
Okay, then fine. I'll visit your house from tomorrow, just as you wish.
Oh, there you go. Finally. It's about time you understand what I'm saying. This is absolutely the right thing to do for such a helpless person with an ugly face and has nothing really special about it. All you have to do is just do whatever I say and continue to work for me. Everything will be peaceful and nothing will happen to your daughter as long as you obey me. Excuse me, ugly daughter-in-law. Where are you now? Do you even know what time it is? And why aren't you coming to my house today? Just come here immediately and do the household chores. There are so many things I need you to do today.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I don't intend to visit your house anymore.
What do you mean that you're not coming here anymore? You can't just refuse coming here by your own decision. I am the one who decides and you have no choice. You are definitely not going to get away with this. Remember all the things that happened to Lisa? You don't care if Lisa has to cry again?
Nope, actually I don't care. Because I know Lisa won't have to cry at all from now on.
Well, you absolutely don't know about anything. She's still so young. Believe me, I can think up so many ways to make her cry. So you'd better reconsider that attitude of yours for the sake of your daughter if you care about her future.
Oh, really? But I've made up my decision to cut off this relationship with you, so you can never try to make her cry. Don't even come near her and try to show your face in front of her.
Oh, what are you saying? Of course you can't cut off our relationship. You can't just go ahead and cut off family relationships that easily, you know. There are so many family events to come, like year-end and New Year holiday seasons, Oban, other gatherings. You can't possibly try to avoid me because we're going to have to meet each other at these events anyways. But wait, are you saying that you aren't going to join any of those events from now on?
Yes, that's absolutely right. Since I'm cutting off this relationship with you, of course I won't need to join any future family gatherings.
Oh, I am telling you that you have no right at all to decide on your own which family events you choose to go to. If you plan to cut off our family relationship, then you definitely need to explain that once in front of all of the relatives. I'll scold you right in front of each of the relatives and teach you a good lesson that you're the wrong one. So, I'm going to go over to your house sometime soon with our relatives and give you a chance to apologize and make up for all of this. You should be well prepared to offer a full hospitality for all of the relatives that show up.
No, I'm sorry, but you still got it all wrong. Because I think you're the one who is going to go through all of that punishment, being scolded and being taught a lesson.
Why am I going to be the one that has to be scolded and punished?
Well, of course there is the issue about all of the horrible daughter-in-law bullying. But the worst of all is the terrible things you did to your granddaughter, Lisa. Actually, I went ahead and told all the details of what you have done to me and Lisa to all of the relatives.
Huh? What did you just say? Why would you do such a thing? And what did you actually tell them?
Basically, I just told them all the facts about how you've been treating us. All your bullying and horrible behaviors toward Lisa and me. Things like calling me ugly since I was married, demanding me to obey all of your selfish orders, asking me impossible favors to take days off at work, ignoring my everyday life plans. And of course, the worst of all, throwing cold water at Lisa and threatening that you will do even more horrible things to us. Practically everything you did is all well known by your relatives now.
Why did you go ahead and do such a thing without asking my permission? And don't you feel ashamed to talk about everything that happened within our family?
Nope, I'm not ashamed at all because it's just the truth. And of course, relatives are family too, right? So they deserve to know as well. Or were they not true relatives and just strangers?
Go back and tell the relatives that those stories were all made up and not even true.
Why do you say so? You know that all of this is true because you're the one who did it.
I'm saying this because it's your mother-in-law's orders, that's why. If you're saying that you're not going to listen to my demands, this time I will definitely give Lisa a trauma she will have to live with all her life. And I absolutely mean it, and you're going to regret this.
As I mentioned before, I will no longer be involved with you, so I don't care what you say.
Lindsay, I've had enough of this. You've really made me angry this time. No problem. I will just say that everything you said was made up and not true. You know, I've been in the family for a while and have a longer relationship with the relatives than you. As it has been a couple of decades now, they definitely won't believe any stories coming up from you who has only been in the family for just 10 years.
Well, unfortunately, it seems like you're wrong again. I guess it doesn't matter how long you've been in the family, because I already went ahead and showed the relatives about the actual evidence as well. And after witnessing all those shocking evidences, of course they all believed about everything I said, and now they are completely on my side.
Huh? What evidence? What did you actually show them? Anyway, I'm telling you, this conversation between us is not going to be any evidence, because I can make any excuses and totally change the situation to make all of this your fault. All I have to say is that these were all stories made up by my crazy daughter-in-law, Lindsay. And then they will trust me and definitely believe what I say.
Well, actually, the evidence I showed to your relatives was a video taken during the 1 week I spent at your house. You insulted me with horrible complaints, demanded me to do household chores. You even had a conversation about making fun of Lisa, didn't you? These have all been released, and all the relatives were so shocked to see it. Though they already knew that you have been an insulting person all through this time, these incidents have gone way past their limits of tolerance. So this video is completely solid evidence, proving each and every word I said.
Why did you record it on video without any permission from me? You can't just do something like this to me. I can't believe you completely deceived me, and you know that's a crime.
I'm sorry I had to go this far, but you need to understand that I had no choice but to get solid evidence. If you want to sue us, please just go ahead because it's not going to affect us at all. I have so much evidence I can say to protect myself, like I suffered mental stress from your horrible insults and selfish demands. But the biggest evidence that takes over all of this is that you threw a bucket of water at my daughter. Unfortunately, that seems to be considered as a crime of violence, so you definitely need to take some responsibility for this.
Okay, I get it. I'm no longer going to ask you to do anything for me.
No, you mean you can't ask for anything even if you want to. You definitely have no choice.
Listen, Lindsay, please do let me apologize. And can you please reconsider taking this issue with our relatives in a more positive way? Because I don't know how I can face the relatives next time I meet them.
If that's the case, that's no problem. There will definitely be no next time, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Because all the relatives have decided that they want to cut off the relationship with you as well. So you should feel relieved that you don't need to meet them anymore.
Wait, that can't possibly happen.
If you think this is all a lie, why don't you try contacting any of your relatives by yourself? But remember, don't ever try contacting or visiting my family from now on, because we're going to block out all of your contacts. And we've decided to move out of our house to avoid seeing you anymore.
Wait, what did you say? You said you're moving? To where?
You need to understand, we're moving out completely to cut off this relationship between you and my family. So why do you think I will tell you where we're going to live? I definitely don't want you visiting our house anymore, and even my daughter's elementary school. We're not telling you anything about our family moving forward, so please, just stay out of our lives.
Lindsay, I know you're angry and you're not willing to forgive me, but please do understand that my husband died, and I'm an elderly woman just living alone. There are just so many things that I can't do on my own, and I need you and my son's support to do so. I do promise that I will never visit your house, so you can please avoid completely cutting off this relationship between us. I think it's the least you can do, because if that happens, I'm really going to be all alone. I don't know how I can continue to live in a situation like that.
Well, after considering all the horrible things you have done, I basically don't care if you're alone. If it were just the insults towards me, then I probably would have tolerated with it. But you completely went past the limits to hurt Lisa's feelings, and were eager to hurt her even more. That is so terrifying, and I'm finally taking action to protect my daughter from you. I definitely do not want to be involved with someone who can even think of an idea to throw water at an elementary school student in the middle of winter.
I'm so sorry. I was wrong. Lindsay, since you were always kind and supportive to me, I guess I was too dependent on you. Let me say this again. Can you please give me a chance to apologize? This time I promise I will never do such horrible things and bother you or your family at all.
I'm sorry, but it's definitely too late for you to apologize, and there's absolutely nothing that I can forgive you for. Your behavior is just pathetic, like a criminal making insults about people's appearances and even tries to harm your own grandchild. It's such a pity that there were so many opportunities to avoid this situation, but you never tried to listen to any of the advice we said. So it's all your fault to deserve this. I guess now you finally get to know who is the most helpless person after all. We were the ones who were deciding how to deal with this relationship, you know. From now on, can you please try to reflect on your mistakes before insulting and hurting other people? That's the final advice that I can at least give to you to change your bad personality. And just remember this. I have never seen such an ugly and helpless person like you. After that incident, we blacked out all of my mother-in-law's contacts and we moved out of our house secretly. I told my mother-in-law as if Lisa was changing her elementary school, but that would be too harsh on her. So we just moved into a different house in the same school district. And our mother-in-law never showed up at any of the relative gatherings after we cut off our relationship. It seemed that she tried contacting her husband's little sister by phone once, but she was not willing to talk to her and just hung up. That incident probably made my mother-in-law scared, and that's probably why she never showed up. And now that she lost us with no option of getting around places like using me or my car, it seems that she hasn't even tried going outside by herself for a while. It is a pity for a woman like her who likes going out and talking with others, and the current situation must be a big punishment for her to take. Also, the fact that she cannot rely on her actual family, even her son, would probably become more tough on her as she continues to spend her elderly life alone. I don't care how my mother-in-law will continue to live from now on, but I honestly don't give a care. I absolutely want her to continue to be sorry and deeply regret for what she has done to my daughter Lisa for the rest of her life. But I do have to admit that I may have caused her selfishness to become worse because I just kept supporting her doing everything she pleases at the beginning of this marriage. I still do think that there might have been more things that I could have considered to stop that behavior to some extent. Basically, I'm not the type who can fight against her with a strong attitude in the first place. But if I knew that she was going to put my daughter into danger and hurt her feelings, then I should have definitely considered cutting off this relationship between us more earlier to avoid involving her into this. From now on, my husband and I will continue to keep my mother-in-law out of our lives to protect my daughter, so she will never have to go through any of this again. And I will continue to provide love and affection to my daughter so she can live safely with relieved feelings. And definitely remind my daughter again that she's the most precious thing to me in the whole world. Thank you for watching Peep Talk videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to leave any comments. Please visit us again to check the next video.